Hello everyone, myself Shikha. Now we have reached to next grammatic category where learning grammar is a fun. In parts of speech we have completed a first part that was noun, and now we have come on the second part, pronoun. Let's see definition of pronouns. Pronouns are defined as the words which replace nouns in any sentence. They basically avoid the repetitive use of nouns in the sentence. So pronouns are used at the place of any noun. So noun can be common noun, proper noun, and pronoun comes at the place of those nouns to avoid the repetition. Now see, the pronouns are the word that replaces nouns with the word I, me, she, we, they, who, that, yours, his, her, it, etc. Like you can see in the picture, for the girl we can use she or her. For so many people we can use them or they, and for non-living thing we use the pronoun it. Now it is clear pronoun takes the place of a noun. For many person we use the pronoun them or they. For a boy we use he or him. For a girl the pronoun is she or her. For any non-living thing the pronoun is it. And again for many people we use we or us if it includes you. So for many people, if you are included in those peoples, you will use the pronoun we, and if you are not included in those people, you use the pronoun they. Different type of pronouns are used for different type of person. Like a girl we use the pronoun she, her, hers, herself. For a boy he, him, his, himself. For an animal, an object, we use it, its, itself. And for a group the pronoun is they, them, theirs, themselves. If you are thinking that how can we use these all type of pronouns, that let me tell you, these all types are used according to the requirement of the sentence that we are going to learn in the coming slides. First, look at the types of pronoun. Pronouns are broadly classified into 9 categories, namely interrogative pronouns, personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, subject and object pronouns, reflexive and intensive pronouns, indefinite pronouns, relative pronouns, and antecedents. Now, we'll discuss each type of pronoun in detail. First is personal pronouns. Personal pronouns basically replace proper nouns. They take place the position of a specified person, place, or a thing in a sentence. His, hers, theirs, mine, me, she, I, he, you are all the examples of personal pronouns. So there are many kinds of noun also. So one specified type of pronoun takes the place of one particular type of noun. So personal pronoun takes the place of proper noun. So here you can see the example of personal pronouns: we, I, you, she, he, and it. First, see how personal pronouns are used. Personal pronouns refers to the person speaking, that is first person. Personal pronouns refers to the person spoken to, that is second person. And personal pronouns refers to one being spoken about, that is third person. Means if you are speaking, you will be first person. To whom you are speaking, that will be second person. And about whom you are speaking, that will be third person. In personal pronoun, there are two categories, singular and plural. Now let's see how the personal pronouns are used according to first, second, and third person in these categories. Now in first person singular category, we use I, me, my, mine. In plural category, we use we, us, our, and ours. In second person pronoun, we use in singular category you, yours, yours, and in plural category we use you, your, yours. In third person, in singular category we use the personal pronouns he, him, his, she, her, hers, it, and its. And in plural category we use they, them, their, and theirs. Now this table you have to learn, only then you can use the personal pronoun according to the person wise in a sentence. Let's see some example of personal pronoun. First is my teacher gave me another chance to answer. My and me are the first person personal pronoun of singular category. Next is, did you see the painting that I did for the art fair for our school? Here, you is second person personal pronoun of singular category. I is first person personal pronoun of singular category, and R is first person personal pronoun of plural category. Next example is, his mother told us that he had not fed the birds all day. His is third person personal pronoun of singular category. Us is first person personal pronoun of plural category, and he is third person personal pronoun of singular category. So like this, with the help of the table, you will be able to identify the personal pronoun used in the sentence. Next type is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns reflect ownership. My, our, mine, ours, yours, his, hers, theirs are all the example of possessive pronouns. So possessive means possession, means you are having possession on something, you are the master of something. So the example of possessive pronouns like mine book, as you can see in the picture, yours book, hers book, his book, ours notebook, theirs notebook. So like this, we show the possession on something of someone. See some examples of possessive pronoun category wise. Like first is mine. The shirt is mine. Here shirt is showing the possession of mine. Yours. The book is yours. Book is showing the possession of yours. His. The pillow is his. Hers. The dog is hers. Ours. The bird is ours. Yours. The house is yours. Theirs, the car is theirs, means car is showing the possession of theirs. Now one thing is notable here, that we don't use it as a possessive pronoun. It, that a pronoun used for animal and non-living object. So the possessive of it, that is its, but that is not used in any sentence. Next type is interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are to ask questions. Who, whom, what, why are the examples of interrogative pronouns. So interrogative pronouns are used in a question sentence when you are questioning someone, like who, whom, whose, which, and what. Some examples of interrogative pronoun. Who is that boy? Who is used as a subject of a verb. Whom did you meet? Whom is used as an object of a verb. Whose is this toy? Now whose comes for possession. Which is heavier? Which is used for people, things and animals. And what did he say? What is used for things and animals. Another type is demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns take the place of a noun that's already been mentioned. They can be singular or plural. So, through demonstrative pronouns, we show the position of those nouns that are already mentioned. So, in singular demonstrative pronouns, we use this and that, and plural demonstrative pronouns include these and those. Examples of demonstrative pronoun. Now there are two categories, singular and plural. In singular category, for the object placed near, we use this, and for the object placed far, we use that. In plural category, for the objects that are kept near, we use these, and the objects that are kept far, we use those. Demonstrative pronoun identifies someone or something. Now see the use of demonstrative pronouns in different sentences. This is my chair. That is Peter's house. These are her clothes. Those are migrating birds. Now this is showing that chair is kept near. That is showing that Peter's house is situated a little far. These is showing that cloths are kept near, and those is showing that migrating birds are flying a little far. Next type is intensive pronouns. Intensive pronouns emphasize or intensify nouns and pronouns. Typically, we find them right after the noun they are intensifying. These pronouns typically end in self or selves. Intensive means involving a lot. When we have to emphasize any noun or pronoun, we use intensive pronoun just after that noun or pronoun in a sentence. So, intensive or emphatic pronouns end in self or selves. Now, see some intensive pronouns written here: himself, herself, ourselves, yourself, themselves. Let's clarify intensive pronouns more through example. An intensive pronoun is a pronoun that adds emphasis to a noun or pronoun already named. Means noun or pronoun about which we are talking that is already present in a sentence. We are just putting emphasis through the intensive pronouns. See the example: George himself bought a copy of American Tall Tales. Now this can be written like George bought a copy of American Tall Tales, but to put emphasis on George, we place himself intensive pronoun right after the noun George. Next example is he himself paid for the book. This example can also be written like he paid for the book, but to put emphasis on pronoun he, we place intensive pronoun himself right after the pronoun he. Next is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are similar to intensive pronouns. The difference between the two is that intensive pronouns aren't essential to a sentence's meaning. Meanwhile, reflexive pronouns are. Also, they are used when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person or thing. These pronouns end in self or selves. So, there is a slight difference between reflexive and intensive pronoun. When intensive pronouns are used in a sentence, it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence more, and reflexive pronouns are used and the changes can be seen in the sentence. List of reflexive pronouns: singular, myself, yourself, himself, herself, and itself. And in plural category, the reflexive pronouns are ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Let's understand through the examples of reflexive pronouns. I hurt myself. Here, myself is a type of reflexive pronoun. Next is she dressed herself. Herself is an example of reflexive pronoun. They contradicted themselves. He locked himself out of the car. Themselves and himself are also the examples of reflexive pronouns. Let me make you more clear through the difference between reflexive and intensive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun directs the action of the verb back to the subject. See the example: Remy will plan the party herself. Here, Remy is a noun working as a subject and herself is a reflexive pronoun. Now, herself is directing the action of the verb that is planned back to the subject that is Remy. So this sentence is creating a meaning that nobody but only Remy is going to plan the party herself. Now see the intensive pronoun. An intensive pronoun adds emphasis to a noun or pronoun already named. The intensive pronoun comes directly after the noun it is emphasizing. So this is the main difference between reflexive and intensive pronoun, that intensive pronoun is used directly after the noun or pronoun that is coming in the sentence. Now see in the example, Remy herself will plan the party. I have taken the same example. Here you can see herself, that is an intensive pronoun, is coming directly after noun that is Remy. If we take this intensive pronoun out of this sentence, like Remy will plan a party, then not much effect can be seen in the meaning of the sentence. So intensive pronoun doesn't change the meaning of the sentence but only create a type of emphasis. Now let's see subject and object pronouns, where and how to use them. First comes doer of the verb, that is subject. Then comes action, that is verb, and then comes receiver of the verb, that is object. Let's see subject pronouns: I, you, he, she, it, they, we. And objective pronouns of these subject pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, them, us, respectively. Now see the example. John eats pizza. In this sentence, John and pizza are noun that is replaced by he and it. Now it becomes he eats pizza. Now he and it are pronouns where he is a subject pronoun and it is a object pronoun. Now see next example. The dog bites a man. In this sentence, dog and man are noun that is replaced by it and him. So it becomes it bites him. Now it is acting as a subject pronoun here and him is acting as a object pronoun here. Let's make the definition of subject pronoun clear. A subject pronoun is the subject of a sentence. See the example. She is my best friend. It isn't my dog. Does he know the answer? You and I will meet later. In all these examples, she, it, he, you and I, they all are pronouns working as a subject pronouns. Now object pronouns. Object pronouns take the place of object nouns in a sentence. Examples: Merlin likes Brian. Brian is a noun that is coming at the place of object and we replaced it by him. So it becomes Merlin likes him. Now in this sentence, him is working as an object pronoun. Next is I love my parents. Now parents is a noun and it is coming at the place of object and replaced by them and it becomes I love them, and them is an example of objective pronoun. Came on the next type, indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns don't point to particular nouns. We use them when an object doesn't need to be specifically identified. As such, it can remain indefinite. Now, definite means specific and indefinite means that is not specific. So, indefinite pronouns never point out a specific thing. So, we can say a pronoun that refers to a person or a thing without being specific is called indefinite pronoun. Now, see some example. I have eaten everything in my fridge. Now, everything is the example of indefinite pronoun that is not showing any specific thing. Means whatever is kept in the fridge, she can eat. Next is I have nothing for breakfast. Here nothing is a kind of indefinite pronoun that is not showing any kind of a specific thing that can be eaten in breakfast. Next is I need to find something. Now something again is a kind of indefinite pronoun and anything would be okay. Anything again is not showing or pointing out any specific thing, so it will also come in the example of indefinite pronouns. Let's see some categories of indefinite pronouns. First is an indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that does not refer to a specific person or thing. Example is someone is coming. Other indefinite pronouns that can be used in this category are somebody, someone, something, somewhere. These all indefinite pronouns are denoting unspecific thing or person. Next category is some indefinite pronouns are singular. They take singular verb. Example is everybody is happy. Now other indefinite pronouns that can be used only with the singular verb are everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere. We can use only singular verb with these indefinite pronouns. And next category is some indefinite pronouns are negative. Example, nobody has got a rubber. Now other negative indefinite pronouns are nobody, no one, nothing, nowhere. These all indefinite pronouns are showing negative sense. Next type is relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun. We often see them when we need to add more information. So, relative pronouns make a relation between a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun in a sentence. Now clause and phrase both are the group of words. As a phrase, I already told you that phrase is a group of word without having any subject and any verb, whereas clause is a group of word with a subject and with a verb. So they create a relation between the noun or pronoun present in a sentence, and relative pronouns are used just to give the extra information about a sentence. Now here are some relative pronouns like who, whom, whose, which, that, whoever, what, whomever, whatever, and whichever. Let's see how relative pronouns are made with the words like that, which, who, whom, whose. They are used in a sentence. So, relative pronoun is a pronoun that has an adjective clause. Now, see the example. The dog that ate the cake is looking guilty. In this sentence, the dog is a noun, that is a relative pronoun, at the cake is a clause. Now, when a relative pronoun is joined with the clause, it became an adjective clause. So, that at the cake will be an adjective clause and it will be a modifier for the noun the dog. So, in this sentence, we have used the relative pronoun that for the noun the dog. So, the dog that ate the cake is looking guilty will be an example of relative pronoun. Let's see some more examples of relative pronouns, that how they are used in sentence. Now first we are taking who or that. They are used to refer to people, animals or things. Now see the example. This is the boy who helped me. Here who is a relative pronoun. Next is the book that I am reading is very interesting. In this sentence the relative pronoun is used, that is that. Next is which. Which is used to refer to things or animals. See the example. She gave me a cat which was very white. Now which is a kind of relative pronoun that is used for the noun cat. Next is when. When is used to refer to a certain time. Example is he recalls the day when we met. So when is a relative pronoun that is used for day. Next is where. Where is used to refer to a place. Example is London is the city where my friend is living now. So where is a kind of relative pronoun in this sentence that is used for London. Came to the pronouns and antecedents. An antecedent is the noun to which a pronoun refers. A pronoun and antecedent must agree with the number and gender. So antecedent is nothing but the noun that is present in the sentence for which a pronoun is used, and there should be an agreement between the pronoun and the noun according to the number and gender. Means if the noun is plural, then the pronoun that is used for that noun, that should also be a plural. Now see the example. Hedgehogs, why can't they just share the hedge. Now hedgehogs are small brown color animals. They are covered with the sharp needle type of a structure. So here hedgehogs is a noun and they is a pronoun that is used at the place of hedgehogs. So hedgehogs will be the antecedent of they. Let's see some example of pronoun antecedent agreement. First is my sister is at the top of her class. In this sentence the antecedent is sister, which is a singular feminine noun. The correct pronoun is used here as her, that is again a singular feminine pronoun. So sister will be a antecedent of her in this sentence. Next is officers are busy with their colleagues this time. In this sentence the antecedent is officers, which is a plural noun, and the correct pronoun is used here as their, that is a plural pronoun. So officers will be an antecedent of their in this sentence. So here we have completed with all types of pronoun. So that's it for now. We'll meet again. So here we have completed pronoun and its types. That's it for now. We'll meet again.